In today's world, smartphone cameras are getting so good that it raises an exciting question. Can a phone actually replace a professional camera? To find out, we put the brand new Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra head-to-head against a $5,000 Sony A7IV setup, using mostly automatic settings and capturing a variety of shots on an overcast day in London. And yes, if this video hits 5,000 likes, we're giving away a Galaxy S23 Ultra. So let's dive in. First impressions and test setup. Starting with the hardware, the S24 Ultra brings an impressive 200-megapixel sensor, while the Sony A7IV carries a 33-megapixel full-frame sensor combined with a high-end lens, totaling a setup value of around $5,000. We aim to keep the playing field fair. Both devices were mostly on auto mode, emphasizing how a typical user might shoot. Samsung naturally leans on computational photography to improve images in real time. The Sony, known for ultimate image quality, was shooting RAW but processed close to default to stay unbiased. One important note, the Galaxy S24 Ultra was still running pre-release software, which can sometimes carry minor bugs or unfinished optimization. We should expect Samsung to polish things a little further with future updates. 200-megapixel main sensor performance. The first thing we tested was the main camera sensor. The Galaxy S24 Ultra shoots 12-megapixel pixel bin photos by default, but you can manually activate the full 200-megapixel mode. Here's what we found. Color differences. Samsung's shots tended to look a bit greenish, especially when compared to the Sony, which maintained richer purples and more accurate neutral tones. Sharpness and detail. Looking closely at fine textures, like bricks on a building or leaves on a tree, the Sony images were a touch smoother, more organic. Samsung's photos, while impressively sharp, sometimes introduce a slightly crunchy processed look. File size issues. Full 200-megapixel shots on the S24 Ultra are absolutely massive in file size, often several tens of megabytes per image. For most people, the standard 12-megapixel shots will be more than enough. Despite the differences, it's incredible how close the S24 Ultra gets to the professional setup, especially considering it's a smartphone that fits in your pocket. Quickfire camera comparison. We then ran a rapid-fire camera comparison, testing a variety of scenes: architecture, landscapes, people, and urban textures. Key observations: white balance. Samsung consistently leaned green, causing some photos to lose their natural warmth. For instance, street scenes under cloudy skies appeared colder than they did in reality. Color accuracy. The Sony delivered richer, more lifelike colors straight out of the camera. Sharpness. Surprisingly, at a quick glance, most casual viewers wouldn't notice a huge difference. It's only when zooming in that Sony's smoother transitions and cleaner dynamic range become obvious. We're hopeful that with future software updates, Samsung will fix the slight color science issues and push the S24 Ultra even closer to perfection. Big changes in telephoto lenses. Now let's talk about one of the biggest changes Samsung made, the telephoto system. On previous models like the S23 Ultra, Samsung had a dedicated 10x optical zoom lens. This year, the S24 Ultra switches to a 5x optical zoom with a larger 50MP sensor. To get to 10x zoom, the phone now digitally crops into that 5x sensor. This sounds risky, but the results are shocking in a good way. Real-world performance, 5x zoom. The photos at 5x look absolutely stunning, sharp, bright, and very detailed. 10x zoom, digital crop. Surprisingly, the 10x zoom still holds up very well. In some cases, it's even sharper than the true 10x lens from last year because of the much higher starting resolution. In practice, 5x zoom feels much more useful in day-to-day shooting than 10x ever was. Most people aren't standing half a football field away from their subject. They want zoom that's practical for everyday scenes like snapping a portrait across a street or a candid moment indoors. 10x digital crop analysis. We dug deeper into the 10x digital zoom performance. Samsung is doing some impressive AI-powered sharpening and noise reduction behind the scenes. Textures remain intact. Colors stay strong. Minor digital crunch can be spotted if you pixel peep, but for most social media uploads or casual viewing, it's nearly invisible. In short, Samsung's 5x optical plus smart 10x digital zoom strategy is a smart move. It makes the camera system more versatile while keeping the phone slimmer and lighter. Portrait mode testing. Finally, we tested portrait mode, a favorite feature for many users. Here's how the Galaxy S24 Ultra performed. Edge detection. Improved over previous generations, stray hairs, glasses, and complex outlines are handled better than ever. 1x portrait mode. still has a heavy artificial blur that's a bit too strong compared to what real professional cameras would naturally produce. 3x and 5x portrait modes. These hit a sweet spot. The background blur looks much more natural, closely mimicking the shallow depth of field you'd expect from a full-frame lens. In some cases, especially at 5x, the S24 Ultra's portraits could easily trick a casual viewer into thinking they were taken on a real camera. Another bonus, using different focal lengths for portrait mode gives users more flexibility. On a DSLR, you're often stuck with one prime lens, but smartphones let you switch from wide to telephoto effortlessly. Can the S24 Ultra replace a professional camera? After spending days shooting with both the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra and the Sony A7IV, the final verdict isn't a simple yes or no. It really depends on what you're trying to achieve. For everyday photography and social media, if you mainly shoot for Instagram, TikTok, YouTube thumbnails, or personal memories, the Galaxy S24 Ultra is easily good enough. In fact, it's phenomenal. The detail is crisp. Colors pop and can easily be corrected if needed. Zooming is flexible and high quality. Portrait modes are better than ever. Plus, it's in your pocket all the time, ready to capture fleeting moments without needing to lug around heavy gear. For 99% of people, a $1,200 phone like the S24 Ultra eliminates the need for a bulky professional camera. For professional work, one of the biggest reasons the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra produces such impressive photos is because of something called computational photography. This is where the phone doesn't just rely on the hardware, like lenses and sensors. It also uses advanced AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning to improve every photo you take. Here's how it works in simple terms. Multiple exposures are instantly combined when you press the shutter. This means the phone takes several pictures with different brightness levels at the same time and merges them into one perfect image. As a result, you'd have a photo with rich details in both the bright and dark parts. This is called improving dynamic range. Fine details are sharpened by the software without adding the usual grainy noise you sometimes see in low-quality images. Your photos look crisp even when you zoom in. Color correction happens automatically. Sometimes real-life colors don't come out right when you snap a photo. The S24 Ultra fixes these color problems on the spot, giving you natural and vibrant images without needing any manual editing. Low-light performance is boosted dramatically. Even though the S24 Ultra doesn't have a huge sensor like a professional camera, its smart software can brighten dark scenes, reduce noise, and keep details intact, all within seconds. And what's truly amazing, all of this processing happens instantly. You don't even notice it working in the background. As soon as you click the shutter button, the phone processes multiple layers of data, edits them intelligently, and gives you a final polished photo, something that even professional cameras worth $5,000 can't achieve without spending time editing afterward on a computer. Thanks to computational photography, smartphones like the S24 Ultra are catching up with DSLRs and mirrorless cameras much faster than anyone thought possible. Now speaking about the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra itself, it's honestly a technological marvel. In good lighting conditions, it can produce images that are almost indistinguishable from those taken with professional cameras. Its portrait shots are stunning, whether you're using the 1x, 3x, or even 5x zoom lens. The zoom capabilities are practical and allow you to capture a wide variety of shots, whether you're up close or far away. Sure, the S24 Ultra isn't going to fully replace a dedicated professional camera for serious photographers who work on commercial projects, but for everyday users, whether you're a content creator, an influencer, a traveler, or someone who loves taking photos, the Galaxy S24 Ultra is more than enough. It's like carrying an entire professional studio right in your pocket. And sometimes, as photographers often say, the best camera is simply the one you have with you, ready to capture life's moments.